I'm Pat Sloan here for my Fireside Chat. Give you a little recap of my podcast today, and then I'm going to share a little bit about some UFO making issues, how I think about things. So see if you have the same problem, and something new I'm going to try. So I'm going to share that too. Okay, so in the podcast today, I had 3 guests, and it was I wove a little color conversation through everything. You know how each of these guests approach color. I was talking first to Carrie Foster, and she does these amazing patterns that are animals, like, you know, and you do it sort of like, she calls it quilt by number, sort of like the old paint by number concept. It's really, really cool. She has a neat tip for how she assembles them. Something a little different, something I haven't tried before, a way I haven't tried before. Then I chatted with Barbara Kane, and she has a very deep background in interior design. That was her first business, and then she came to quilt making afterwards. And I love how she approaches her projects. She does a lot of paper piecing. She has some gorgeous patterns, and she told me a little bit about how she combines colors, and then how she uses these projects, because she does these small projects that are really neat. That you she also is an author, so you see what she does with her work. Then the second half of the show, I got to talk with my friend Christopher Thompson of the Tattooed Quilter, and so we did more of a slower pace, because we had both segments, talked about color, talked about his new line called Blossom with Riley Blake, and just the different things he and I like about working with fabric, and we talked about solids. So you're gonna to enjoy that. Hear what he has going on. Okay, so I have a few things. First of all, this is like UFO busting chat first, because I have, where is it? I have, whoops. Oh, now I dropped it. Hold on. This is real life, you know. I have binding. Have I put it on the quilt yet? No. You can see it. No. But I made it, and it's ready, and the quilt is on the table. So this is good. I'm trying to get one UFO done a month, but I really want to do more. And I started thinking about that, about why they happened and why they aren't getting done. It has nothing to do with the other things that I'm working on, I'm sure. But I realized one thing, a big thing I realized, is that I need to have my project that I need to work on, I need to have it out, rather than in a box, put away in a drawer or cabinet, or under the bed in the other room. You know, it just has to be available, so that when I want to work on it, I can. You know, that I'm not hunting for it, that I make it easy to work on it. So that really got me thinking about my space here. You know, what do I have? What do I have out? Where do I have things so that I can easily get to them? Because on this side here, I have this, I can show you this. See my cabinet? This cabinet has a lot of the projects that are on the shelves are things I'm actually, the things that I'm working on all the time. They're the current projects, like the flower bouquet and Out of This World, and some other things. They're sort of the main things that are there. But I have other projects that I want to do, and I have not put my projects in storage that make sense for being able to quickly work on them. I have a little tower with shelves that I'm thinking that needs to be it, because right now I have mostly fabric stacked there, which is great. It looks nice, but I need the projects to be there. What I did recently, you know, the hexagons, right, that I have talked about working on. Well, I got a container. Let's take a look. So I got a container to put them in, and move this here a second. So they look really nice, but I've not worked on them since I put them in here, which is crazy. So that has to change. This has to change. I really liked putting it in the container, and I liked how it is all compact. Now the blocks themselves are in another thing, but I now need to work on being in the container pretty on a shelf behind a door isn't working for me. So that is a goal, to get that tower space available for projects. Speaking of which, projects, so excited. The new book, yay! This book will be out in March. It's like takes so long for books to happen. You know, you almost forget. I almost forget, anyways. Like what's in them. So when the real book comes, I'm like, wow, I forgot I did that. That's terrible, isn't it? But it's the reality of it, because we work so far out. So let me show you. Let me show you a few pictures. So this is a book of decorating, projects to decorate with. I have a little foreword with some photos about why I put it together. And then you can see that each season is in here, and there's multiple projects for the season. And then I show you, big projects, lots of smaller, medium-sized projects, so they're very doable. Like here's fall. I just love how they laid out the lap quilt. It looks so cozy. I got table runners and then wall hangings. So then, look, super cute, super fun to do. Then my piece de resistance, the Nordic quilt, the winter quilt. Oh my gosh. I just want to make that. I already made it, but I want us all to make that together. And then what do I have back here? This a cute table runner. Now I want that pottery. They just do such pretty photos. And then there's actually a little mini wall hanging too. So this is all in Celebrate the Seasons, where, it's my 37th book. 37. I know, it's crazy. Somebody said to me, you can't be old enough to have 37 books. Well, age doesn't have anything to do with it when you're a little nuts, because you just sort of, good or bad, I make things, I make a lot of things, and I like to keep making things, and it's part of my job, being an author, and so that's why these things happen. But you can pre-order. So you want to pre-order, and I'll go ahead and put the links and everything down here. So the other, it's sort of like I'm always wanting to try something new. And my word of the year is joy. And so for some reason, when you pick a word of the year, it's like so it's like this. When you buy a car, right, and you have, you bought like I don't know, royal blue cars, maybe unusual shade of blue, and you never saw that blue before. As soon as you buy that car, you see that same shade of blue everywhere, like every manufacturer, everybody, every other car looks like that color blue. So this is what happens when you see a word of the year for me. Like my word of the year is joy, so now I see the word joy everywhere. Of course, at Christmas time that was easy, but it's very dry, so excuse me. So I've been seeing joy, but I saw a cross stitch that is be joyful. Look at this. Do you cross stitch? I saw this and I thought, I have to do this. So I am. I am not a big cross stitcher, but this just spoke to me. It was like, I could make it into a pillow. So I've gotten some of some cloth and the frame, and then I am going to use my Aurifil. I gotta get all the colors together. I started pulling colors. So this is the Aurifil threads, the floss that they have. It comes on these darling little spools. Isn't that cute? So that's what I'm going to stitch with. Now, since I'm not a big cross stitcher, I need to get it going. I need to have a bin, which all this goes into, and get all the supplies. So I'll be talking about that. But I wanted to share it with you. So if you cross stitch Even if you haven't done it in a really long time, or if you've always wanted to give it a try, this one's really simple and it's so sweet. It has flowers and little bees. It goes like perfectly with my flower bouquet weekly sew along. Nice stuff. I have to do it. So I have to figure out how to stitch. I need like my 10 minutes a day because I'm doing other work. My 10 minutes a day will be doing either my hexagons or cross stitch. This is where I'm going to do my 10 minutes a day. Or I probably should also add in UFO busting. That would be 30 minutes a day, right? 10, 10, 10. I can make all that happen. Okay, this is a short fireside chat because I want to be sure that you go out and listen to my podcast today. It cuts every Monday. You'll hear a podcast, and they're a lot of fun. You can listen while you do other ththings. I am Pat Sloan, and I hope you join me at my neighborhood, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan on Facebook, and you can find everything I'm doing at patsloan.com. Chat with you later.